She is probably in one of her big tubes right now because she loves her tubes. Reptiles are kind of a slippery slope. Most folks will have 1 to 2 or 10 to 20. We did not originally plan to make Spock Sanctuary into what it is. We had so much extra time in the pandemic and we wanted to get a pet. If I'm being so honest, we picked out fish that day. And the pet store said that we were not equipped as owners to take home fish. But go pick out a lizard. They're over there. They're easy. We named them Spock because their feet are shaped like a little Vulcan greeting. When we got home, we started doing some Googling and very quickly found out that everything they had told us was a lie in order to make him a more enticing purchase. So we threw out all of our free time, figured out how to save his life, and that was kind of when the conversation started as to starting an animal rescue. Now we've just had animals coming and going on a very regular basis. We're up to 480 animals since we started. Most of those found new homes. Some of them stayed back to be educational ambassadors. He's a blue-tongued skink, which means that his primary defense mechanism is to stick out that big blue tongue there.
Okay.
So NutriCubes started in October of 2020. Developing NutriCubes allowed him to eat what he needed and get the diet that he needed in order to thrive.
Almost.
After a long while, I started to realize that a lot of other folks were struggling with the same issue. And so by selling NutriCubes, that allows other folks to also bring that diet into their homes and get their animals what they need. So it was 25 months of making and using NutriCubes before I actually started selling it. In starting to rescue animals, I kind of really found where my passion was, and so I changed my major a couple times in the process to figure out like how can I use my education to grow the company. We're at this point now, and I'd love to also provide that same opportunity to other students. Can I take on interns with my peers? And so we've now had 12 interns from Iowa State. Being able to give that experience back to my peers has been absolutely incredible. I'm really grateful to be able to give back in that manner. I think the courses I've taken in the classroom have been incredible, but I think the opportunities that I've taken outside of the classroom have probably been my favorite part of being at Iowa State. There's a lot on my plate in order to make this possible, and a lot on my husband's plate to make this possible, but it is so incredibly rewarding, and honestly, I'm quite grateful that we were able to get into this on the timeline that we were, instead of waiting until we didn't have as many opportunities available to us. Sometimes we'll just sit and reflect on like, man, what if they had let us buy fish that day? Because none of this would have happened.